live and on the airway.
I'm just adding something to the run sheet as we are going live.
It's like an impromptu adding to the.
Literally is. I've just found a LeBron James Kaboom 1 of 1, and the guy's asking 1.5 million for it.
It's because he wants to keep it and doesn't want to sell it.
But that will go beautifully with our slammy discussion. All right, you ready?
Welcome, everybody, to episode 254 of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. We are hosts Adam, Amy, and Russell Gibson, and we are back for
Happy New Year, buddy.
2026.
I wish I had a hooter right now. Like,
go off. We are back on the airwaves. We did something we don't normally do, and we took a whole week off.
It was actually very nice.
Take a little bit of a break. So we did pre-record one, so it wasn't a long hiatus for everybody. But yeah, it was nice.
Kind of had 2 weeks off, didn't we?
We took 2 weeks off. We put an episode out to tie everybody over a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's back for another year.
Yeah. And, so Happy New Year, everybody. This week we're going to talk about the Trae Young trade.
Yes.
We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions and our New Year's resolutions card list. We are going to talk about a LeBron James Slammy 1 of 1, which I'm kind of like obsessed at the moment. To be honest, that's the thing I want to do, is like the number one story. Like that's Russell's number one story for the week. But I think for the hobby, there's other stuff going on. We're going to talk about Nikola Jokic. We're going to talk about some tag grading issues and just a whole bunch of other sort of chitter chatter. But the first thing we're going to do this week is talk about buying us a coffee.
That's right. I mean, as I think we're starting to get the ball rolling in the new year a little bit more structured and actually talk about the links that are in our show notes and things like that. So yes, if you think our content is worthwhile and you're enjoying the show, you can support us by heading over whichever podcast platform you're on, opening any of the episodes and clicking.
It's all the same, yep.
If you click the support the show link, you can make a one-off or ongoing contribution. Funds are a bit tight and you still like to support the show. As always, you can jump onto any of our socials. You can like our videos. You can subscribe to, I think it's the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or you don't have to subscribe to Facebook. Twitter, TikTok. Follow us on all the socials, like a bunch of posts, give positive interactions to the algorithm.
That's it.
I do have a rather adult joke I heard about the algorithm. Anyway, as a comedian, I'm not going to go down that path. But yes, you can find us anywhere by searching You Can't Comp This.
That's it.
On all of the platforms.
The next thing we want to do today is do some shout outs. So huge shout out to Bo Summer. I did a Manu Ginobili, Hakeem Olajuwon autograph deal with him. And as a closing note to the deal, he said, "Forgot to message you this previously. Massive thanks for the pod. Gives me a reason to get out of bed on Monday mornings." Like for me, that is literally the biggest compliment you could have ever given me, mate. So thank you so much, Bo. Means absolutely the world. And then this next one is from Instagram, Got My Loafs On. And if you want to subscribe to his Instagram, it's GOTMYLOFESON. And he just says, basically, I listen to the pod. Keep up the good work, fellas. So thank you so much for the short but sweet message.
Yeah.
And the last shout out from this week is on Twitter. And this is at DAT, as in D-A-T, New Card Smell. And this gentleman is prolific at sharing our content, liking our content. So we cannot thank you enough.
100%.
This is some feedback, and it's also some correct information too. So another great episode just on the Topps MVP buyback program. I'm happy to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this would only apply to US LCSs. This has been around for a little bit in baseball and very successful, but I'm very surprised if local stores signed up. So, and by the way, that is 100% correct. And that's something we didn't specifically say in that episode. But just to follow on that conversation, I think if Topps is allocating stock to shops and they're selling it at retail prices, they should absolutely be doing the buyback.
100%.
So I think, just as much as you love to say regulate the hobby, I think I'm going to be saying LCS should be doing buyback. I need to get like a t-shirt slogan or something like that, get that sorted out. But
Fair.
that can be done later in the new year. Speaking of the new year, new list. This is very, very simple, Adam. This is a concept that actually came from Card School. So this is something that I think
Going way back.
I think Neb was the original. So let's give him credit on that. But it's something that we have done over time, and it's something that I am a deep believer and subscriber into.
100%.
The idea behind this is that you sit down for 2 minutes or 2 hours, however you want to build your list, that's completely up to you. But you just set your goals for the year. I want to buy Hakeem Olajuwon autograph. I want to finish off my sets for the year. I want to go into more breaks. I want to go into less breaks. And it just gives you a little bit of a guide. And then you get halfway through the year and you can sort of review where you're at. Have I, achieved my goals? Have I not? Have I wasted my money? All that type of stuff. So, and we had some really good interactions with this on social. So obviously after I get your response, we're going to go through everybody else's. So Adam, what's on your to-do list for basketball cards this year?
I actually just really need to sort my stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, I need to figure out...
it's easy to buy, but hard to sort,
categorize stuff. Like, I actually need to categorize my cards. I've actually, not to cross over a lot to one of our sponsors, but I am considering moving a bunch of my cards over to ComCA. So,
that's
with Ross.
Perfect crossover.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm moving, where I'm moving it. I'm not the most time rich person on the planet, so I feel like a consignment service of sorts would be a good idea.
Yep. Anything else you want to add to your list for this year?
That's the beginning. I just need to sort my stuff out. I'm not using my swear. Purchases. No, I haven't. I'm not.
I'm going to push you for one. I want you to
one big purchase or one
goal? Just one purchase.
One purchase this year.
Yeah. You must have something like a seed in the back of your mind.
Oh, I do. Curry's on my mind.
Yeah.
Curry's still on my mind.
So maybe upgrade your Curry rookie in some
capacity. In some capacity.
Yep, cool. I think that's as simple as your list can be. Sort out your cards, sell some cards, and I want to upgrade my Curry. I think that's a beautiful list.
Having a sorting system would be better for me. Like to actually, how I categorize my cards. Yeah.
Look, I think my to-do list this year is I want to sell cards because that's something that I'm always like, I buy stuff to sell or I have stuff that I'm going to sell and, getting around to it. It's just like, definitely I want to get my act together with that.
Mm-mm.
I definitely want to go through my sets and either finish off a few of those or sort them out. And my NBA 75 set is still sitting on my desk. I haven't put that into folders or top loaders or anything like that. That's just still sort of sitting in purgatory. And I do have a lot of cards on my desk, just need to be sorted out, just put into the correct boxes. And it's kind of one of those things that sort of stacks up and the problem gets worse and worse. So then you kind of leave 100%. It for longer. Yeah. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. I think for purchases this year, I want to go through my special box and see what I should be selling. Like, what's gone up a lot or exponentially or...
Who's hot, who's not.
Yeah, what's bottomed out and then sort of re-look at it and go, okay, I've got this, I'm going to move this away because I probably think what I am going to do is sell my Fox NT RPA because that's gone up significantly since I bought that.
Yeah.
And I think I might be better off flipping that out and buying a nice LeBron autograph or a nice Jordan autograph, something along those sort of lines, something like that. Because I think that probably might be the better thing to do. So that's going to be obviously a long-term sort of thing, but I will be taking care of that. Going on to Facebook, David Ralph. Now there's two posts for Facebook ad. There's a video one, so I'm going to start with the video one.
Okay. Yeah.
David Ralph is not going to give up on Trae Young, and we're not going to go into the analysis on that too deeply now because we're going to give a full 15 minutes to Trae Young in our next segment. But David, I'm not praying for you right now, mate. I think Trae Young's going to be in trouble in Washington. Greg Dolliver, learn restraint to not buy outside my PC era. And I think that's a really beautiful one.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I think if we're being brutally honest about ourselves, we've all got something in the cupboard that doesn't fit our PC, or we bought and we shouldn't have bought it, something like that. So that's a really fun one. I think the thing about basketball cards, though, it's always fixable, isn't it? You can always sell stuff. It's not like you get something and it's like a rock you can never get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next? Mel Safkas?
Yeah.
Build on my WNBA PC collection and stick with my PC teams for NBA breaks to guarantee the joy instead of flipping.
Yeah.
I like that. Like focusing on what you want to do rather than flipping to not do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Mel's in my WNBA group, and she's a fantastic member, by the way. So Mel, don't beat yourself up on wanting to flip cards, mate. We've all been there. Anthony Mild, absolute legend of the show. Tarot cards would be good to see the future. That would be pretty handy, mate. But I don't know if that's actually specifically a trading card thing. That would be great for, the stock market. Buying options, that would be pretty handy for too, really, wouldn't it? I mean, gambling would be fantastic.
Trusting in the tarot cards.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. What could go wrong?
Back to Facebook with the picture post.
Yes. Have we got Ryan Miller? Is it? I've got by most relevant. Hang on. I'll go all comments. Was he first? No, Damo Winterbond. Stop wasting money on cards. ?
All right. I didn't reply to this one, but I left it on the list because I'm like, look, I think if you're feeling like that, you might need a break from cards.
That might actually be the solution, is you might need to take a little bit of a break.
And I think that's, again, the beauty of basketball cards is you can put them down into a box and 3 months later and come back.
True. Very true.
They're still going to be sitting there waiting for you to play with them. So, I think that's totally fine. I mean, look, I personally feel like that when I go into a few breaks and then I skunk out hard and then I'm like, right, I'm going to take a break from this. And I'm going to say this in two different ways. I think you go into breaks or you buy whatever and you have a break, you take some time off.
Yeah.
Or you do the thirds rule. So for me, this is what really works for me. I try and spend equal amounts on singles, sealed, and breaks. And that's something that's my own sort of personal mantra, and that works really well for me, and that sort of gives me the most amount of enjoyment. But I hear you, Damo. Like it's they can break your heart, those breaks, literally.
They can.
Ash Peters, buy up all the Ben Simmons rookie cards before he becomes the biggest deep sea star since Nemo. Look, I saw him fishing the other day and he caught this tiny little fish and tried to throw it back and it hit the jetty before it hit the water.
Do you think he's angling for a new contract?
Very good, sir. That's dad joke-esque right there. I'm not holding my breath that Ben Simmons is going to be a professional fisherman. I don't want to be like mean to the guy, but
no. We're getting. Let's move off topic. Nathan Lee Thomas. I ticked my last New Year's resolution off to get a Shaq Miami uni auto. So this year, he wants to get a nice D Wade auto. That's awesome. Yep. That's a good goal. Delicious. I like that.
Yep.
Nice and simple.
Andrew Suter Hewitt, selling all my Trae Young since he's been traded to the Washington Washouts. Yeah, look, again, let's hold our powder for the next one on that, but it's not looking great for Trae Young.
It was funny because I was reading the replies and I wanted to see if Oyvind had actually just offered to buy them all off him, but no, he didn't. Who we got? Dave Ellis. Take a leaf out of Oyvind's book and get back into collecting sets.
Yep. Oyvind is the set collecting legend.
The guru.
And I think that, 100%. Dave, and look, they're fun ones.
Yeah.
I think the thing to add to that is that we're going to this whole new era of basketball cards too. So you've got tops that you're going to be starting to see.
Yeah, nice.
And then you've also got all the other stuff that, perhaps you'll be able to pick up on the cheap now because people aren't looking at it as much,
Yeah, for sure.
I think the one for me I wouldn't mind doing is 8-bit. That's the set that has caught my eye so far at a top. So
Okay.
Jared Begg, buy more MJ inserts and get a Westbrook autograph. Yeah, 100%, man. So on that, Westbrook has announced this is going to be his last year as a professional basketball player. Does that make it harder or easier to buy a Westbrook autograph? I don't really think it's going to make
Did you
that
call
much
him
difference.
Westbrook then?
That was inadvertent. I promise. Westbrook. I tried to say Westbrook, but it came out as a brick.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
He missed, unlike Russell Westbrook.
Ryan Miller.
Ryan Miller. I'm going to consolidate some of my stuff. Things I like. Things like I don't need 20 Dwight Powell autos.
I mean, that's up for debate, isn't it, really?
Going to sell,
Everyone
except
needs
my
20
favorite
Dwight
one or
Powells.
two. Yeah, maybe 7 or 8. One for 2 for each player, just in terms of memorabilia auto, mem and auto. Yeah, that makes sense. And then look to upgrade each one. Still chasing an auto and mem as of as many Mavs players as I can.
Yeah.
Just in a bit more concise fashion. So he's not just buying everything; he's targeting his Mavs players strategically.
And look, I think you
I
go
like
through
that.
cycles, don't you? Sort of sometimes go through cycles of buying up stuff, then you do go through consolidation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good one, mate. Thanks, Ryan, for sharing that. That's a really good response. Dane Neville, g'day, mate. Hope you're well. I would like to continue with my sets and complete a couple, pick up a few more nice Jamal Murray rookie patches, maybe pick up an RPA or rookie autograph. Keep helping my daughter with her women's soccer, heaps cheaper than NBA. Yeah, women's soccer is insanely cheap. Sam Kerr autographs are like $100. Maybe consolidate a heap of my jar and ant low end for one or two nicer cards. Just on a point of that, Jamal Murray, I think, is criminally underrated. So if you're just slowly picking up Jamal Murray at the moment, and he's playing really well with more than half of the Nuggets team currently injured, might be actually a shrewd little pickup.
Yeah. And last of the Facebook ones, Corey Gilbert. Really, really methodical here. Finishing all the sets I started last year before starting more.
I mean, come on. That sounds like self-restraint, Corey.
That's good. That's taking on some of your previous advice of having a plan when it comes to sets.
Yeah.
There you go.
Card Sharky Marky from Instagram. Last year I completed the Donruss Marvel set. Yep, absolute banger, mate. Now I want to complete the Optic Marvel set. 7 cards to go. I would also like to have a go at the SSP Retro Net Marvels from 23-24 Premium Hoops. That is an absolute mouthful, that set. In terms of selling, I would be keen to offload some of my lower-end Wemby slabs and get in some Steph Curry SGA autographs. Of all the things you said there, I don't think you can go wrong with selling Wemby and buying Steph Curry, honestly.
Agreed.
That's, 10 out of 10.
What have we got? Scotty James.
What's up, Scotty?
Definitely going to chase some more cheap insert sets like High Voltage and Ignition. I've also thought of chasing an auto from every Dream Team 92 member. So that would be a FYI, Jordan autos are not cheap.
No.
But
They're
yes,
not
working
getting cheaper.
towards that. Yeah, they're definitely not getting cheaper. I reckon you'd start with MJ there. For sure.
Now, this next one is actually my coach from gym. So that's shout out to Scott Simpson, coach on Instagram. The guy knows how to work out your biceps. So, guys, if you're looking to shed some of that New Year kegs, Scott Simpson is your man. Average at best NBA cards, giddy and more giddy.
Giddy up.
I mean, 12 months ago, that would be a controversial statement, but now that's just an absolute no-brainer, isn't it? Thank you, everybody, for all of your contributions. We had a good time doing that one. We're going to go to our first break today. Bangman have dropped off. Fast Break have dropped off, so we just have 2 sponsors at the moment. Neon, however, have re-upped for the next 6 months, so that's fantastic.
Sensational.
US Sports Cards Australia are coming back. I just don't know how long and how many episodes for, but that's just a matter of time until I get that ironed out with Roscoe. So let's start with Neon. Thank you to Neon Trading Cards for your ongoing support. Go to neontradingcards.com. There you'll find a huge array of breaks, soccer, NBA, MLB, F1, AFL, NRL, WWE, and Marvel. Find Neon Trading Cards on Whatnot. They are one of the 3 Australian repackers on Whatnot. Also, they are Topps and Fanatics direct breaking partner. So go check them out on neontradingcards.com for all of your breaking needs. Thank you, guys. And I hope you had a fantastic time with all of your Christmas streams, keeping the people entertained while they're eating their turkey. All right, Ad, we're back. How you doing?
I am good. I am good.
Part 2 of today's show is going to be our Trae Young trade breakdown. The Wizards have acquired Trae Young. The Hawks acquire Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum. The first thing I think what we need to do now is break down the salaries, because I think in some ways for the Hawks, this was basically just a salary dump. And I say that because they didn't get any draft equity back, and they didn't particularly get a young stud back in return. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not really a prospect that's coming back to them. So Corey Kispert has got 13.9, 13.9, 13, and then a team option for 13 left.
Yeah.
Do I think that's a good contract? I don't think it's good, but at the same time, shooting the NBA is an absolute premium. He does have a little bit of size. I think that they'll be able to find him a role in that team, so I'm not too stressed about that. CJ McCollum is an entirely expiring $30 million contract, so they actually have potential to flip that on, either for a player with a longer contract, they might get some draft equity back for that, or they might just let it run out and expire.
Yeah.
And the Wizards get back, obviously, Trae Young and his $46 million contract, and then a player option for 48 next year.
Okay.
The timing of that is important because he can decline that option and then re-sign with the Hawks, or they can extend him now. And that's kind of the time that you want to do it. But honestly, I think for me, yes, the contract timing has something to do with it, but I also think it's to do with the fact that the Hawks have a better record with Trae Young being injured than on the court. And I think they've basically rebuilt themselves on the fly. So Jalen Johnson, Porzingis, Ricochet, Dyson Daniels, I think that's the future going forward. And unfortunately, Trae Young's out of it. I think the interesting thing for me is that he requested a trade and it happened very quickly.
Yeah.
And the really interesting thing for me is, like, there wasn't that many other teams that you can honestly say they would benefit from acquiring Trae Young and would also have the matching salary for it.
True.
I don't know what you felt about that. Like,
it was interesting. It was just interesting that he vocalized that he wanted to go to Washington. Vocalized.
So that part of it, actually, I think there's a bit of collusion there, because the guy that drafted Trae Young is now basically like the general manager in Washington.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if they've been having like a bit of like,
back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth, like over coffee or whatever. So, because that to me is like, it's too specific to make that particular team and then for the trade to happen, you know?
Yeah. But it was it was very, it happened very fast, and you could tell there's been a big build up to this. Like, in the background, I don't think Trae's been happy there for a while, and I don't know if Atlanta's been happy with Trae there for a while. Because as soon as the trade was announced, he was on the Hawks bench, injured, and left the game at halftime when he found out the trade had gone through. It was like, it's done. See ya.
They held him out. I think they knew the trade was coming. Yeah, it was interesting to watch him walk off the court. But at the same time,
I wouldn't stick around, but it was...
You can't, like, you're technically no longer on that team anymore, so you can't be supporting them, right? Like, it's such a weird conundrum, isn't it, when it goes down in that sort of, in that way?
Surely your seat's covered for the entirety of the game, even if you get traded.
Apparently not. Who won the trade?
Ooh. This could be a... Well, it's not really... Can neither team win the trade? I think Atlanta wins on the fact that they've cleared Trae off.
So I think if you're judging talent, I think that the Wizards won.
Okay.
I think if you're looking at the situation of the Hawks, I think this is a really big win for them. I think if you're being super optimistic, you might have said, look, it would have been really nice to get a swap back or a future first, even if it was heavily protected, or even 2 seconds. So I think that's a tiny bit of a loss. But if they go on to a 10 or a 15 game win streak and Jalen Johnson becomes an all-star, I think it's a moot point. The one thing I'm actually going to defend the Wizards on is that I think the last few years they've been bad. I think that's really fair to say that.
Yeah, they've been terrible. Yeah.
And I think part of it is their extensions. It's actually not their trades. So just like I found this on Instagram.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
so I went through all of their trades from the last few, which I'm not going to read them out. And I found this tweet basically that summed it up in 2 seconds. So this is from Instagram at Greg Finberg. Sorry, it's a Twitter post on Instagram. Anyway, that's too complicated. The Wizards started with Bradley Beal, traded him for Chris Paul and 6 seconds and 4 swaps, traded Chris Paul for Jordan Poole and a 2030 first round pick, dumped Poole's salary for CJ McCollum, and then traded McCollum for an expiring Trae Young. When you say it like that, the Wizards have basically just slowly built and improved their team and also added equity to it. So from my point of view, I'm actually going to defend the Wizards on this. I don't have a problem with this. And also, too, I think that the way that this Wizards team is, they can take risks on this. Like, this is not, what's the worst thing that's going to happen here? They've got him for one more year, and it's a failed experiment. They haven't given up a heap of draft equity or even players to get him. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the only way is up. Literally, the only way is up for the Wizards. Like, they can't lose on this trade.
So they owe their pick this year to, I think, the Clippers.
But that's the thing. Like, it's not.
So there's some talk that Trae Young won't play much this year because they don't want to give away that pick. So that's the other thing to sort of keep in mind.
But maybe they will play Trae Young because his record when he was in the Hawks lineup was terrible. Maybe putting him in to guarantee a high pick, whatever.
Oh, that is an absolute zinger, mate. I'm assuming they're going to hold him out.
Fair. It's I think the Hawks stuff is probably more interesting. They wanted to get the flexibility in the cap.
Yeah.
With Young off it. And let's be fair, maybe McCollum gets moved on. The first rumor I heard is the reason they didn't give up picks and were so quick to move it is because they have a second deal lined up for dealing with Dallas and getting Anthony Davis.
I don't like that rumor. That to me makes no sense, like, at all. And also now Davis is injured again, so I think we can almost put that to bed immediately, can't we?
I don't know. I know Nico Harrison doesn't work there anymore, but Dallas could make another bad trade with Atlanta.
All right, let's talk some hobby values.
Porzingis back to Dallas. There we go.
That's the full circle of life, isn't it? Yeah. All right, Trae Young is up 33% the last month. In the last couple of days, actually, he's a little bit down technically. So there's been a couple of sales the last few days. Where do you see Trae Young going from this point? He's currently at 138. Do you see this going up? Do you see it going down?
I see it going back down. I think the up is just an uptick of people acquiring at a really cheap price. Because to be fair, because you can say he's up a percentage. Do we want to? What does that look like in dollar values?
$35. Look, I think if you want to talk like real talk with this guy, he is down huge since 2021. That was at 3,500. That's basically down $3,300, mate. Like, it's ridiculous stuff.
2-year figures. Oh no, actually no. 2 years is only down 5%, but he plummeted. Yeah, all time is probably where you need to look.
Yeah. That's the best way to look at it.
You've seen it plummet down from the 3.5K. Even after the sort of 2022, it did take a little while to drop down. 2023, you could still pick them up for $300 or $400.
Yeah.
Or sell them for $300 or $400.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last 2 years, he's down 5%. The last year, he's up 1%. He's actually been very stable.
But it's all about timing. It's timing. Yeah. It's like, right, so if we're looking at the $3,500,
yep,
you've done your dough, right? But if you jumped in the last couple of years where it was in or around the 130 to 150 mark,
yeah,
that's remember when we talking about Zion. It's about when you buy them. Like if you buy Ja Morant now versus Ja and Zion hype phase,
Yeah.
it's very different. So I don't know. Maybe Trey does get a bit of a second lease on life and goes up to, I don't know, $200 by performing well in Washington next year or this year. Yeah.
Jalen Johnson, unfortunately, is not on card letter, so it's hard to get a bit of data on this guy. But I think this is the absolute winner out of all of this, and this is the one that we should be talking about, probably the most out of this, to be honest. Looking at his most recent sales, he's had a silver. That's a base. It's not even a silver. That sold for $2.
Yeah.
A silver sold raw for $35. Look, I think that's a pretty fair price at the moment. Like that's sort of Banchero. It's a little bit less than what Cade's going for raw at the moment. Rookie jersey autograph, number to 75 from Obsidian, that sold for $93. I wish I had some graphs here. I know he's overall up the last sort of 6 to 12 months. I really think that this is the guy who's going to spike a lot. So I think if you're holding Jalen Johnson and you want to get out of him, I think now is actually a really good time to start thinking about, moving that stuff on. You can also say, look, I'm going to hold for another 6 months and then reassess. I think that's also perfectly fine. But if you do choose to sell out now, I think you'll be totally fine with that, particularly if you do want to get out. I'm in the mindset of whatever Jalen Johnson I've got a tiny little bit of like low end sort of crud. I'm just going to sell it over the next 6 months. I think that's my sort of gut feeling on all of this. It doesn't please me to hold this stuff, and I'd rather put it into something else. And he's gone up a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how I sort of feel about this.
Yeah. It's the time to move on it, right?
Yeah, the peripheral ones is Dyson Daniels. I think he's already gone up a fair bit already, but at the same time, he could have a significant amount more of responsibility, court time, and just general opportunity to hold the ball. So that's kind of a really interesting one. The other one's Ricochet. I was watching a Chris Haynes or reading a Chris Haynes article about this the other day. It didn't fill me with joy. He was basically saying that this guy is like Mr. Average on so many different pathways.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that's not true, but I think the hobby landscape or the hobby reality is that Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Cooper Flag, Wemby are all bigger stars at the moment. And I really think Ricochet isn't even in that conversation or second breath conversation. Do you know what I mean?
It's his second year, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's the number one pick. Like you have some expectation that he would be at least in that conversation with Wemby. But I think for me, if we're building a pyramid, Wemby's at the top and Ricochet is like a bottom block sort of holding up the whole pyramid.
I don't turn my back on a lottery pick in the first 3 years. Give him a chance.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
I'm not pulling the rug out and saying I'm not picking my bat and ball and going I'm done. I don't want anything to do with him. I think different players take different times to find their feet in the league, and I think Cade showed that obviously injury impacted, but I don't know. I don't, and I think Paolo might have been written off too early, but this is where he should. Paolo's the one that should be copping it, is because of this is his year to break out.
Yeah.
But year 2 for Ricochet, he's playing on a pretty ordinary team in Atlanta. Let's not put the expectation of the world on his shoulders. Yeah. Like he hasn't been given the keys to the city kind of thing. He hasn't been given the mantle like Wemby has, like Cooper Flag had. Like it wasn't, now your job is to save us. There wasn't any press that this man has come to save us. It's like, oh great, Atlanta scored the number 1 pick. It's a different narrative, and it's like maybe this guy he'll discover the American game, he'll play, he'll get in.
So I feel like if what you're saying is true, let's check back in 3 weeks and say, how is he doing? Because that opportunity is now going to be there. I feel like though he has had that opportunity to show that because Trey has been out quite a bit this year.
Fair.
Yeah. One last thing before I found out the draft pick information. So Washington's 2026 pick is going to New York, but it's protected 1 to 8. If it doesn't convey, Washington will instead send money and a second round pick.
Okay, so they do want to suck this year.
Yeah, 100%.
So they should get Trey on the court as quick as possible.
Shots fired, man. I'll give you final thoughts on this. What do you got for me, man?
Look, this is probably it's good to see there's finally been a trade this year because it's with the change in the I don't know, with the aprons and all the salary cap stuff. There's I think teams are not figuring out how to utilize things, and there's been a bit of quiet on the trade front. So to see a trade actually get done is good for me. It feels like a nothing trade at this point. Time will tell, but I don't think this moves the needle on the league.
I don't disagree with that because if it was a big deal, we would have done an emergency pod.
Agree.
And we waited for the podcast and then we did it second topic, right? Like that's sort of where
that shows where this sits on the like it could be you know how they say when you put in the trade machine it thinks how many the plus minus how many wins the teams will gain. I don't think that it moves.
Okay.
I don't think it moves.
Thank you to US Sports Cards Australia for your ongoing love and support of our podcast. We cannot thank you enough. Go to ussportscardsaustralia.com.au. There you will find sealed product, brakes, card protection, and Ross's beloved water pistols.
I've had look. I love the water pistols. They refill, but they're loud, so it's hard to be a sniper up on the balcony. I'm trying. Yeah. It's.
I feel like for kids that wouldn't be an issue.
No, exactly. If you're running around shooting water pistols, that's fine. But if you're trying to be a sniper from a balcony to hit people walking along the promenade, then probably don't do that.
Ross has been working super hard on his card consignment service. So go to Instagram, comca.tradingcards, and follow all of Ross's progress on there. Or even better, sign up on the ussportscardsaustralia.com.au website. When you do your submission to ComCA, just write you can't comp this on the submission form, and you will get a submission for 9 cents. No matter how many cards you submit, it will just cost you 9 cents. Sales of other cards and lots have gone for $600, $390, $240, $165, and Ross showed me another one this week for was like nearly a $500 card. So he's starting to move some good stuff on there.
Nice.
Very, very, very exciting for him. The update on my own account, I do have an account open and I've submitted some cards, but I've been too lazy to even log in and have a look at it. I promise to update you guys next week. I apologize.
That's once I've sorted my stuff out,
you'll get on it too.
I'll be on it too. Yeah.
All right, Adam, we're back. How you doing, buddy?
We're good. We're trucking on through. This is like,
I
thought this is going to be a very long episode this year to start the year off with a bang.
Come on. It's our new resolution to be on time.
Punctuality is important.
That's right. Yeah. Alrighty, this is a bit of a shit story for me. I really hate this one a lot. So Jokic hyperextended his knee. All the injury reports are showing up. Good news at the moment. There's no ligament damage.
Yeah.
This is very similar to the Giannis injury in the playoffs a couple of years back. Remember when Giannis did that? But like that in my head was way more hyperextension than what the Joker got on his. But it's just amazing how freakish these guys are. They can literally bend their knees backwards and get no ligament damage. Like a regular person, their leg would literally just break in half.
It'd be cooked. Yeah, it'd be stuffed.
Yeah, they're just... I think we need to take moments to actually recognize just how freakish these guys are just every now and again.
True.
Anyway, so what's really got me quite sad is the 65-game rule. So basically now this is going to affect him in a very negative way because he's going to be right on the cusp of that 65 games. And if you don't know at home what that means... You're not eligible for the big NBA awards. So that means MVP, scoring titles, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, all NBA teams, if you don't play at least 65 games. So I think it's pretty safe to say that he's the number one MVP contender pre-injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, they need to somehow change or fix this rule because this was implemented to stop people doing load management, basically playing half of a season and then, winning an award. And if my memory is correct, I think it was Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard that they really implemented this for. But I don't think they implemented it for a guy like Jokic who will play injured.
Yes. Fair.
Anyway, that's my grizzle over. I'll let you reply to me if you want, but I just needed to get
Uh,
that off my chest.
Look, funnily enough, I covered this on another podcast, which I do with my friends Andrew and Daniel.
Yeah.
Three old guys talking ball. Give them a bit of a shout out.
Yeah, give the boys a shout out.
I think we all know my views on regulation of the hobby, and it doesn't change much with the league. Rules are rules. If they set a line of 65 games, regardless of the intent of the rule,
Yeah, sure.
rules are rules.
Okay.
Play 65 games, you're in contention. Play 64 games, too bad, so sad. You're not eligible.
Yeah.
And we know it's not the intent of the rule. This was to stop load management nonsense. People
That's
paying
what it
for
was
tickets,
about,
and I understand that, and this is a legitimate injury, and I think we need to wind it back a little bit to the point where the actual thing that they're all striving for is a championship, not an MVP trophy. The championship is the goal. So if Jokic being out a little bit longer to be healthy to win a chip,
But 4 MVPs is a big deal, and 5 is
100%, 100%. I'm sure he's going to be annoyed about it.
Rare air.
Maybe, just maybe, he will. We'll see how important this is to him, won't we?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
When it gets closer to that, oh, by the way, this is D-Day for you won't be eligible for MVP. When we get to that line, if Jokic miraculously comes back early, we will know Jokic cares.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't give us stuff, he'd be like, whatever.
I think he cares deeply. I think he's an absolute...
I think he is the competitiveness in him. I think
He's...
I think the fact that SGA and Joel Embiid have 2 of his MVP trophies has put a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alrighty. Who am I?
Russell Gibson.
Very good, Adam. That was fantastic. I first played in the league in 16-17.
That's a long time ago.
Made my debut for the San Antonio Spurs. I should add, he's a current player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Known for his 3-point shooting. Is a power forward. Is from Latvia. Goes by the nickname of the Latvian Laser.
You've thrown me.
Has played for the Washington Wizards, the Dallas Mavericks, the Thunder, and is currently suiting up for the Charlotte Hornets. Where's the number 9?
Should I know this player?
Yeah, you probably should. Was drafted in the 2nd round with the 42nd overall pick.
As soon as you said 16-17, I went to DeJounte Murray, and then you went power forward, and I'm like, I'm way off here.
My name is Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans.
I really enjoyed this segment. We will definitely be doing this again next week.
Yeah.
Watching you struggle with that was fantastic.
I was like, my brain's just like, nah, not on the spot. Yep.
That suits my Schadenfreude down to the ground. All right. This is a card that I wanted to talk about. This is, for me, the number 1 story of the week. LeBron James gold vinyl Slammy 1 of 1 PSA 9 just sold for $46,000, $360 on Goldens. I don't think this went to our friends Wondershine. This is from Card Ladder. Thank you, Card Ladder, as always, for your fantastic content. All right. The reason why I think this is very interesting, it's a 1 of 1. And I think we now need to create the narrative that LeBron James is just hideously undervalued. So, for example, this is our Jordan that we would have closed with today, but I'm just going to slot this in right here. 1995 finest, refractor with coating. Population on this is 13. It's a PSA 10. That sold for $26,000, $240. Week after week after week, we're looking at Jordan selling for 20, 25, 30, sometimes even up to $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
And when you directly comp it with this, which is a 1 of 1, I really, really struggle with how how this card in particular is selling. I actually think this is the type of card that could absolutely double, but I think at some point in time this might be 5x. I was going to say 10x, but I'm going to wheel myself back just a tiny bit. I think this card can easily 5x, and I think this is the type of card we're going to look back at 10 years and go, like, what was the market thinking? What was the market doing? How did this possibly happen? Because that's what how does this happen? My opinion on this is that we're just caught up in Jordans at the moment.
Interesting. I know there's some other movement on other players. Shaq's starting to trickle up. Kobe.
Definitely.
By the way, in 2 weeks,
Kobe's got 10, a lot though.
Kobe's gonna see another spike in a week and a half.
Yeah,
because this year is the 20th anniversary of the 81-point game.
Yeah, maybe. Now, this is the post that I was telling you about. I was putting in at the very start of the show. This is from 1 of 1 Sports Cards on Facebook. I think I can say the person's name. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Josh Roth is selling his 24-25 LeBron James green Kaboom 1 of 1. The modern day PMG is what he's calling it. And we've had this discussion on this. I'm totally fine with that comparison. The card is locked in a vault. He's asking 1.5 million for it. I'm of the opinion that's a little bit high. However, I would rather be the person that holds on to that card for 10 years, asking $1.5 million, than be the person who sold the Jalen Brunson for $300 and then it sells for hundreds and thousands later on. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not in a rush to move it and you want to sit there and hold, I mean, you might need to wait 10 years to collect your 1.5 mil, but
agreed.
I'm down with that.
Wait, we'll see if the Wondershine crew get a hold of it.
I don't think that's a Wondershine card. Yeah. I think they like autographs. I think they like patches.
I went to because obviously I was sharing the image with the YouTube guys. I took the image off so I could go and read the comments. There are a lot of people that don't think this is happening anytime soon.
I mean, just sort of FYI, the people in this group, that's kind of the culture in the group.
That's true.
So I would also say too, he is asking a lot for it, so you can understand why people would be saying
it's very interesting that they're actually being more critical of the comparison to PMGs, but
I mean, Facebook is traditionally an older group of people, so again, you're probably triggering like sort of that older card collecting population. That PMGs is like the Bible, basically, isn't it?
It's all relative, though. It'd be interesting to see where the future of that leads.
Yeah. What's your final thoughts on this, man?
Time will tell. Could be 1.5 million in 20 years.
So let's just say it's sold today, though. What do you think is a fair and reasonable price for it?
Probably take the one off. $500,000 card.
So 150,000, is that what you mean?
No, take the one off. Make 500,000.
500,000.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
$500,000. Like that's overpaying for it, but that's with the view that in 20 years it'll be worth 1.5 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. We're going to go for a break. We don't have another sponsor ad. If anyone is interested in working with us, wants to do some sponsorship ads, send us a message. Always happy to talk, listen to people's ideas.
Yeah, for sure. We
are selective of who we work with, but we'll always listen to people's suggestions or requests and stuff like that.
As part of your submission, put a who am I NBA in and try and confuse Russell. If he's genuinely confused and thinks it'll confuse me more, you're probably in.
Yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody. This is the final quarter of today's show. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate your time. Now, this is one of the craziest cards I've seen in a very, very long time. This card came out of Topps Chrome OTE. This is an Emmanuel Redondo card. He is a point guard from the OTE team, which I believe that's now become defunct and they've lost their funding for it. But this is like a dude out of 2K. Honestly, look at this guy ad. He's got the t-shirt, the singlet, the elbow protector
if
on,
Kylo Ren played basketball,
the badass mustache. He's got the headband. He's got the drip on. That weird looking glazed up basketball. It's just wild.
he needs he needs a knee brace or something.
Knee brace or a cigarette hanging out of his mouth? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, ciggy, yeah.
Can you think of a crazier card than this?
I would like this looked like one of those, you know, when we were at the National and they had the custom card thing for your kids and your sports clubs.
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was. Anyway.
That's real.
No genuine card has been that crazy.
I think the only one is the Menendez brothers. Like that card is like that's crazy if you think about it. The circumstances that went into that
I
card.
don't know. Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay.
What is the chances that was going to happen?
I like those cool tidbit cards, right?
That blows my mind, though, that card. What is the probability?
There's a Jordan with them in the background as well. Anyway, I
am aware of it, but let me rephrase that. Yes, I know about it, but I don't think of that card when I think of the Menendez brothers.
It's the Jackson.
I think of the Mark Jackson one, you know?
Yeah, true.
All right, let's move on. We don't need to talk about that too much. Now, this next one, let's try and do this quick, okay? I think this is one that could really blow out for us. Alrighty, this is from Tag Grading Community. This is a post that someone put up. I saw a video about tag grading a fake manga card, and that's a Pokemon or a One Piece, something like One Piece. Yep. After looking at the certificate and looking at the fake card, it is fake. Obviously, companies make mistakes, but what are everyone's thoughts on how this could blow back? Currently, I've done 3 tag submissions and weighing between grading tag and PSA. And this is a conversation that people are now having, by the way, too. I think people are a little bit fed up with PSA. I think they're buying out BGS. Yes, the dust has settled down a little bit, but I still think people are a bit fed up with PSA. So this is the response from Tag. We want to provide an update regarding the One Piece slab discussing if we conducted a follow-up review and determined that the card does not meet Tag's authenticity standards. As a result, the associated certificate number has been deactivated and the slab is no longer considered Tag certified or covered by the Tag guarantee. The submitter has been contacted directly and we are working with them to resolve the situation appropriately. We appreciate the community bringing this to our attention. With situations like this are uncommon, protecting potential buyers, sellers, and collectors is our top priority. When issues are identified, we'll address them transparently and take the corrective action promptly. Thank you for helping us uphold standards across the hobby. Adam, what do you think about this?
I think it's a very well-worded response.
I think it's excellent.
Actually, I think there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think it's very professional of Tag to take action, acknowledge that it's the community that brought it to their attention, also acknowledge that the community have a role to play in this, and that, yes, things do slip through the cracks and they appreciate it.
I think I agree with that. What I wanted to see, though, is what compensation they're giving to the person who submitted the card for grade and or...
Hang on. Why would you... What if someone submitted a fake card, why would you compensate them? Why wouldn't you have them arrested for submitting a fake card trying to rip other people off? Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if they're innocent or guilty, but you can strip them of the grade... You could strip it of if it's certification, so... But... That person could have, with intent, submitted a card for grading, knowing it was fake.
Okay, let me rephrase that. If the card had been sold and someone purchased it, I would like to see them compensate that person.
Tag?
Because I think...
Agreed. Yeah.
I personally think that is a major part of me buying graded cards because I'm no expert when it comes to picking up fakes. And if I'm being honest with you, I really rely on the grading companies to like determine that for me. And so I would like to see, you know, either what compensation or, you know, whatever the outcome was, because I like to know those details too.
Yeah.
Also too, why does that have to be a secret? Like, why can't that just be put out there? Like, there's no names associated with this. There's no...
True. But it's like, but they've also deactivated the slab. So if anyone checks that slab, everyone knows it's a fake.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. On that though, like if there is a guarantee for if the card was sold that the person be compensated, I'm
Like
gonna
similar to the PSA guarantee.
so I'll go and get a fake card graded, and then I'll sell it to you. You complain about it being a fake, and then take the refund from PSA or tag. And we'll split the difference.
And I definitely don't think that we should do that. I hear what you're saying.
Yes, I don't actually want to do that, but it's just like you can see where the problem lies, right?
No, but hang on though. Let's be devil's advocate here. They are the grading professionals, and if they see the fake, they should be identifying it.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's actually what should have happened.
Yes. Yes. That is exactly what happened. And before this railroads anymore, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. This is from Card Letter. Carmelo Anthony, 1 of 1, Ultimate Collection, Logoman autograph 1 of 1. PSA 7, an autograph was graded to a 9. Sold on Golden's auctions for $51,240. Carmelo Anthony, for me, is one of the most challenging people in this hobby because he has the street appeal. He's got the NBA resume, the college, and also the international resume that's almost unmatched. But he didn't win the championship. So I struggle with this guy so much because I'm like, I see the hobby appeal, but at the same time, for me, it's like a stay away.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be one of those guys that's actually going to do really well long term. You know, some veterans just kind of like fizzle out and no one's interested in them. But like seeing a sale like this, it actually gives me a lot of confidence if you did want to start picking up Carmelos on the low.
Yeah, fair.
I would actually tip this as a low end Wondershine. And of all the cards that they've bought, I kind of like this in terms of margin being made. It could be like the most percentage that, you know, they would potentially make on a card.
Interesting. There is actually a story about Wondershine, how much he spent. How much he spent on cards.
So I saw that story too. He said that he spent $100 million so far. I deliberately left it out because I kind of find that like a bit boring. I find it more fun to speculate what could or couldn't be in his collection than just talk about how much some rich white guy spent from a hedge fund on trading cards. Do you know what I mean?
But then we can figure out if they fit into the 100 million.
Yeah.
If he spent that much, I think it's going to be a hell of an exhibition.
My wife reckons the exhibition's never going to happen. He's just saying that to...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like make himself sound cooler or better or, you know, something along those lines. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Carmelo, at that price, are you buying, holding, or selling that? Because that's the real question about all this, isn't it?
It's a reasonable price for it.
I love it.
I like it. I don't think it's a bad price. Yeah, I'm very indifferent to Melo. Like, and I think this really demonstrates the importance of winning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this
100%.
is the guy that's got no
if
MVPs.
you had 2 championships, imagine the price.
No MVPs, no championships.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like,
100%.
He's sort of missing the key things that sort of elevate your status.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it was a hoodie Mellow logo man, one of fun, maybe. Remember Hoodie Mellow in Portland? Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Next up on the tab is Tyson Beck is releasing a Nikola Jokic autograph set. I'm looking at the patch autograph right now with the awesome
the Joker one.
It's almost like a Two-Face Joker in a way, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I kind of see what he's done there with like the Two-Face thing. I love it a lot. As always with Tyson Beck, it's all on-card autograph. He's also doing the memorabilia matches now too. Like he's just taking things to the next level now. This is absolutely not a paid advertisement, by the way. This is just me frothing over some cool basketball cards done by an Aussie producer, basically. So Tyson...
Should probably get Tyson back on the show. It'd be nice to have another chat with Tyson.
Tyson, would love to have you back anytime. We love what you do. Keep up the great work, mate. Rumor mill time. Ja Morant has been made available in trades. I think this is very derivative of the previous conversation we had about Trae Young.
Yeah.
I love this kid to death. I think he's one of the most exciting players in the league. I'm a Jar believer, but where is this guy going to land? Like, who's going to give up the assets? And
To be fair,
who has to
wherever he does land, he's got to land on his head so he wakes up to himself.
There's some
Honestly.
stories that the Heat might get him. Actually, the dark horse one for me is Boston.
Yeah, true.
And I kind of love Boston maybe the most because and the same as the Heat. It's the same like sort of thing. It's like you put them into a heavy culture team where you've got all these people in place and you've got all the processes in place where he has to comply and he has to like get in on the program. And then somehow they bring back like Jason Tatum,
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, and then Ja Morant at the same time. That would be sick. Like I would love to see that type of, he's with a real coach, a real team, a real front office. That would be awesome. Where do you see that he might land?
I think the Boston thing makes a lot of sense. I think Miami also makes sense. I think Miami has been the one, they've got the pieces to do it easily.
Yeah. What about a Bucks Ja Morant Giannis trade?
No. No. There's no benefit to be gained from the other party there, I don't think. So I don't think the Bucks can really. They're not going to give up Giannis for it, and they don't have enough other stuff to trade.
Yeah.
So I think Miami's the call. Atlanta are. No, we're not going to joke about. We're going to trade Trae Young out of Atlanta and then bring Ja in. That'd be funny. But yeah, I don't see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than Anthony Davis, man.
Yeah, true. But look, Miami's probably going to be a good home for him. Now, the other part of that is they're also open. The Grizzlies are also open to retooling with him in the roster. So they're not going to just jump at the first thing that looks at them. So I think Miami packaging a real deal for him might be interesting. But I also think that unless it's a decent deal, they're not going to bite. Who do you think goes if it's Miami? Is it Wiggins?
I think they'll just put a package together to match up the salaries. I don't think it would be anything in particular.
Picks.
I don't know off the top of my head what the Miami picks are, but like I'll be devil's advocate in this space. They got a huge amount of draft equity for Desmond Bane. I think they got 4 picks and then 2 swaps or something in that vicinity. It was like 6 first rounders for
they're
it.
rebuilding. Yeah.
So if they could add picks on top of that to that, like that is a huge.
They become OKC
pile.
again. Yeah.
That's a huge pile of draft equity.
They become another OKC with a bunch of stuff in the bank and then build.
You can't tell me they couldn't get at least 1 pick or 2 picks for Triple J.
I know.
Ja Morant sale. 2024 Donruss Optic. Downtown gold vinyl 1 of 1. I think we've spoken about this one before for some reason. I'm getting deja vu at the moment. This is just from a week ago, so we couldn't have. This sold for $29,890. Look, I don't have a problem with this card per se. The problem I have with this is that you could have got the LeBron James Slammy for not that much more, for like another 17,000.
Yeah, true.
Like I don't think that's crazy in itself to Ja Morant, but it's crazy when you comp it to the LeBron.
Yeah, true.
So I kind of hate that in a way, as much as I'm saying, 1 for 1, but yeah. Alrighty. Talking about 1 of 1s, we've got the 2021 Donruss Optic Cade Cunningham Gold Vinyl PSA 10. This only sold for, okay, that's not the right wording. This sold for $51,000. I personally think this is selling low. I think Cade has been playing really well. I'm a little bit perplexed as to why you would sell a PSA 10 now. Like, why wouldn't you wait 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line?
It's a good looking card too.
It's a hot looking card.
I like it.
I mean, they're tough grades.
Yeah.
Maybe they got sweaty feet and they just want to get out. All right, we're not going to finish with a Jordan this week. We are going to finish with an SGA. We need to start talking more about SGA.
Do we though?
I think we're going to be talking about SGA a lot the next few years. I know you hate him on the court, and I'm beginning to come around with you, by the way. Some of the whistles he's been getting lately is getting out of control.
It's just getting silly.
Yeah.
It's just, Yeah.
Although I did see Luca fell out the other day and like lose his shit, and I'm not going to lie to you, that was kind of funny.
I even chuckled. Yeah.
He
I
went
feel
purple like a turnip. He went purple like the Lakers purple.
Color match. Luca went full color match. Never go full color match. Oh God.
Tropic Thunder reference, eh?
Exactly right.
Yeah. 2018 Prism SGA Tiger Stripe PSA 10 Pop 25 sold for just 15K.
Just 15K.
I keep saying just, but I think
Wow.
that's low. I think that's low, man. I think this kid is going to be crazy the next couple of years.
Or they'll change the rules and he'll become useless.
I think even if they change the rules a little bit, I think he'll still be fine. The amount of skill that guy's got and the amount of athleticism, he's not getting slower in the next 2 years.
Although we can probably talk about it because we didn't talk about it directly whilst we were on break. It doesn't look like the Oklahoma City Thunder are the invincible team of the league. Have you seen what the San Antonio Spurs have done to them in Oklahoma, in San Antonio, and in Vegas?
Yeah.
We have found their kryptonite.
This is what I sometimes hate about NBA reporting is that people literally make a mountain out of a molehill. Just like take a breath, people. The Thunder are 32-7. 32-7.
You know,
that is
three of those seven come to the Spurs.
That is why we have an 82-game season, so the best team has the most amount of chances to win and show their best record. Right? If they were 8-30 like the Kings, fair enough. Let's get a bit, worked up.
What about 11 losses? Is that close enough? Because that's how many the Spurs have got in 27-11. The Wemby era is here.
The Spurs are a good team. Wemby is
He's an alien. The man is an alien. And De'Aaron Fox is good, as is Castle, as is Harper.
I freaking love Harper.
I prefer Castle, but
okay.
This isn't a competition.
Definitely not.
Go Spurs, go.
Absolutely. On that note.
Anyway.
Thank you, Adam.
Welcome
you,
back.
everybody, for listening.
Welcome back to 2026. We're here.
I was actually excited about tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. I felt like we'd had a couple of weeks off. I was good to go. So
yeah, there's a lot to talk about. This is good. It's just good.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Take care of yourselves.
We'll see you next week.